Hello, this is lesson 9.1 surface area. So write the title at the top of your page, split your paper into 4 sections, and make sure you have different colors to use. In this video, I use black, blue, red, and green. Go ahead and continue when you're ready. On the upper left side of your notes, I want you to copy what you see on the screen. Use colors like I have. Pause the video to do so, and when you're ready to continue, press play. Please pause now. Okay, so what we're going to talk about right now is the surface area. Now, the surface area is the sum of the area of all the faces. So, for example, it's the wrapping paper around a solid. And surface area is a two-dimensional measurement because think about wrapping a box with wrapping paper. When you unfold that wrapping paper, you can lie it flat on the table, and that's a two-dimensional measurement. Now, the formula for surface area is SA equals 2B plus PH. So I want you to box that formula. Okay, I'm going to use red to box it. And then the capital B stands for the base area. The P, capital P, stands for the base perimeter, and H is the height of the prism. So down below, I have it labeled. The capital B is the area of the rectangle or triangle. Okay, the base perimeter is all the sides added up on that base. Okay, so on a rectangle, there are 4 sides. On a triangle, there's 3 sides. You add those up. And then the H is the height of the prism, how far apart the 2 bases are. Okay, on the upper right side, we're going to draw a rectangular prism. So first you want to start off with a rectangle. Okay, like this. And then we're going to draw another rectangle the same size but overlapping it. So it looks like this, and the left side and the bottom side are going to be dashed. And then we're going to connect the vertices with each other, except on the inside vertex, or 2 vertices here, we're going to put a dashed line. Like this. Now we're going to label our dimensions. 4 meters, 3 meters, and 9 meters. Okay, so we're going to try to find the surface area of this prism. And the first thing you want to do is look for the base area. The bases on a rectangular prism is always going to be a rectangle. So I shaded in the base for this prism. It's going to be this. And now we have to find the area of that rectangle. So I want you to write that the base area is base times height because it's a rectangle. And in this case, it's going to be 4 times 3. So the base area is 12. Now to find the base perimeter, we find the distance around this base, which happens to be a rectangle. So I'm going to use green, and I'm going to trace around that rectangle. So this is 4 meters, this is 3 meters. On this back side here, that's another 4 meters, and this side is 3. So I'm using green for this. So now I've labeled the back side, the 4 here and the 3 here. So to find the perimeter, we just add up all 4 sides together. So you can write the perimeter expression like this, or another way of doing it is just add 4 plus 3 one time and doubling it. So this shortcut here will work for the rectangular prisms when you're doing the base perimeter. And then if you solve this or if you solve this expression, you're going to get the same perimeter, and the perimeter is 14. Okay, and then the last part is to find the height of the prism. The height of the prism is the distance between the 2 bases, and I'm going to go ahead and outline the height in red. So the height of this prism is going to be 9. So I'm going to write that in red, h equals 9. Now we're going to use our surface area formula. So we write the surface area equals 2b plus ph, and then we have our 3 values here, and we plug them into this formula. So now we have the expression 2 times 12 plus 14 times 9, and then from here we have to do order of operations. So be careful how you enter it in your calculator. You have to make sure you multiply the 2 and the 12 first, and then the 14 and the 9 separately. So then, at the end we'll have 24 plus 126. We add that together and that is our surface area. So the surface area is 150 meters squared. And for surface area, it's always squared units because it is an area measurement. It's just the area of all the faces added together. Okay, so for problem 2, we're going to do a triangular prism. So first, let's draw a right triangle. Actually, let's draw 2 triangles the same size and same shape, like this, side by side. And then here I put a right angle. If you want, you could put a right angle on the second triangle as well. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to connect the vertices, okay, with solid lines, except on the inside here, we're going to make that dashed. So now we have this triangular prism, and now we're going to label the side lengths. So go ahead and label the side lengths as you see on your screen. Pause the video if you need to write them down before we continue. So before we move on to solving surface area, if you're listening to the video notes, I want you to write the movie clue. The movie clue for this video is going to be the name Murphy. Murphy is the name of my basset hound. Please write Murphy on the left column here. And now we're going to start doing the surface area. We first want to find the base area. And remember, on a triangular prism, the 2 bases are the 2 triangles. Okay, it is not the rectangle that it might be laying on. It's the 2 triangles. So let's go ahead and shade that blue. I'm going to shade one of the triangles. So to find the area of the base, we have to use the area of a triangle formula. So let's write the area of a triangle formula, but we're going to write like this. The base area here is 1/2 base times height. So looking at this triangle, remember we always want to look for the right angle, which is right here. The base and the height make a right angle with each other. So that base is 5, the height is 12. So now I want you to write 1/2 times 5 times 12, and then when you multiply those 3 numbers together, you're going to get an area of 30. Now we're going to find the base perimeter. So we're going to use green for the base perimeter. And remember, you're just going to trace the base with your pencil and you add up all the sides of that base. So here I'm going to trace this side here. There's 1, 2, 3 sides, okay? So there's only going to be 3 numbers to add. It's not like the rectangular prism. So when you're looking at this, this is 12 feet, this is 5 feet, and then this diagonal right here, that's going to be this length. It's going to be 13 feet. So adding all those up, you'll get a perimeter of 30. So write down 30. It's just by coincidence that happens to be the same as the base area. That is not always the case. The last part here that we need to find is the height of the prism. And that's how far apart the 2 triangles, which are the 2 bases, how far apart they are from each other. So these 2 triangles are 10 feet apart. So I'm going to outline that in red. This is going to be the height of my prism. Okay, so now that we have our values, we can now use our surface area formula. So write SA equals 2B plus PH, and now plug in your values. So now we have 2 times 30 plus 30 times 10. And we're going to simplify first by multiplying. You have to multiply these 2 pairs. So we're going to get 60 plus 300, and then the last step is to add those 2 together. And then you'll get 360 feet squared. And then you box your answer. Just make sure you always label surface area units squared. It's a 2-dimensional measurement. And that's all for your notes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.